this little number, you'll hear a lot about the nemesis. The nemesis is a fly. It tends to work in the weed beds, although it does work in open water as well and reservoirs. But it's one of these ones. Everybody thinks it's a reservoir fly. However, tied in smaller sizes, 12s and 14s, it's really, really good on small still waters. But this one is the one that I tend to fish around the weed beds, and it's an olive one. So the usual ones are pheasant tail, bit of hare's ear, a little bit of pearl. But this one, I went for sort of olive hues on it, and it works really well. So let's go ahead. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and tie it. First thing I do is I start with good old competition hook. A wet fly size 10. This one's a Camazon 175 full milk comp special. There's plenty out there. And I've got a olive tying thread, quite thin. And all I'm going to do is come up, and I want to stop about opposite the hook point there. And we've got some olive cock hackles. I've got one here that I've been using, and I'm just going to strip some off to use as the tail. Make sure the tips are aligned, like so, and then just a tail about the same length as the body, just a tad shorter actually. That's about right. So get that in there, come up the body, and then just trim away the excess fibres coming up, and then back down the hook shank. Some bright gold wire, not the old gold wire, but bright stuff if you can get it. Whitey kind of gold colour. This is a medium wire, and take that down to the end of the hook shank. Now this is a pheasant tail. It's dyed olive. You see all the olive hue in there. It's still quite pheasanty coloured, but it's olive. So I take quite a generous pinch of fibres there, like so. And then what we do is we catch these in by the tips, coming up like so, and then snip this off, snip the waist ends off. And I always like to use, even though I've got ribbon there, I'll stick a little bit of super glue, not much but just enough to adhere it all. So my wire's going to go clockwise, my pheasant tail's going to go anti-clockwise, so it locks everything in place. Just come out the body and stop and lock in place. Lock in place on the top of the hook shank, because we're going to use this as the thorax cover. So come right up to the eye of the hook, and then back down to where our thorax is going to be. So now we take our gold wire once, twice, thrice, and then 4 times. So that's its 4th turn, and then lock that in place again along the thorax, keeping everything even. Let's try to see what I'm doing here. Twizzle this off, and then come back with your pheasant tail, and then bed that down again. And now we come in with some bright green holographic. If I can just get some off here. Typically I've lost the end. Oh dear. Bear with me, I'm going to hack at this with my scissors. Probably better get, look at that. Oh no, what a waste. Oh well, it's what it is. I should have had it organised in the first place. So I managed to get a load there. I just want one strand. If I can just separate everything. So I've got one strand now. and I'm going to catch that in, and this is going to be a little bit of bling, if you like. So come round once, twice, so you're coming over and then overlapping turns just enough. That's enough. And then snip this off. So that's your little hot spot. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come in with a little bit of antron, just a little bit back behind the eye, and we're going to tie it in with a figure of 8 wrap. Snip that there, just get a little length, and then we're just going to tie it in, give myself a little bit of space at the front because I've got to tie the eye off, and then with figure of 8 wraps we're going to lock this in place. We'll tidy all this up with our dubbing. So we've got all that, that's figure 8 in, we've got that on either side of the hook shank there, and now we come in with a dark olive dubbing. This is squirrel dubbing. You can see that dark olive, just a good colour, goes with the rest of the fly. And I'm just going to pull some off here, give myself a decent bit of dubbing, pull your fibres forward, and what it'll do is it also cocks them forward, and then just a couple of wraps, being careful not to, there you go, not to cover that holographic. So now I'll stick a hitch in there and it's just a case of bringing up your thorax cover, pheasant tail thorax cover. Like so, and then just snipping that off. Keep it under tension, otherwise it'll slip, and then just tidy that head up like so, and then come in, and whip finish, and then you bring the antron, so you want to cut that. So if you pull it out like so, just trying to do this with the light in there, and you cut it level with the eye. See if I can do this with my left hand. There you go. That's him. And then just a tiny bit of varnish, finish the fly off. And that's your olive muskins with a little bit of green holographic. An awesome fly for fishing over the weed beds.